Welcome back to the channel, friends. Today we're rocking and rolling with some more PokéPath TD, an absolutely excellent Pokemon Tower Defense title that I've really been enjoying, and I know you guys have it as well. And before we get on into today's video, I just want to say thank you for all of your comments, right? Your tips, your tricks, your strong Pokemon suggestions. I really do appreciate that, and I know other members in the community do as well. Please keep that coming because I love hearing from you. And you guys got some great ideas and great combinations. And for today's video, my friends, look no further than the top left of your screen. That's right, your eyes do not deceive you. We do have $20 million in the bank. You can get a lot of money with the Persian and Ditto Idol build. That's what I did. We got 20 million big ones, and I intend to spend it in the first 5 minutes of this video here. Let's get some new Pokemon. Let's get some new items. Let's upgrade our Pokemon, and let's see if we can actually beat the Route 1-1 boss. That's the ultimate goal here today, and then we can continue on with our adventure. So without further ado, let's hop on in. Smash a like if you like the PokéPath TD. Would greatly appreciate that. Continue to let me know your thoughts in the comments section below. If you happen to be new here, then consider subscribing. Thank you so much. Now let's rock and roll. Alright, so the first course of action here today is going to be to get Sunflora more levels, okay? Because getting Sunflora more levels does increase that range, which increases the buff, making it overall more effective. We have $20 million. It's going to cost another $1 million just to get it leveled up. I say we hit it once. Let's go. And namely, what I'm looking for is, can we extend this range to Whiscash or our water positions? I mean, this is straight up $1 million. I mean, we got a ton. So let's hit it again. Okay, so it looks like it's capped out at $1 million. So it's almost like, why wouldn't you just max it out? All right, so it's level max. Sunflora, level 100. You love to see it. And nice, it does. Okay, cool. So it makes it that much more effective. In fact, maybe we even think about adding... Never mind, so this is going to be the power zone. But I could also maybe throw Sunflora right here and then extend to the grass region too. I mean, we got some reformulation for sure with all of this cash. Actually, it doesn't look like it, does it? Yeah, I don't think that position is covered. It's not. So Sunflora right here is where it's got to be. And I think at least for now, we'll keep Spinda. With the 2 Spindas in here. Now, we got 17 million left, right? So I think Ditto's a pretty important one to get. Just because of the sheer utility. So let's hit it for a 10 spot. 1.5 million. Let's hit it again. In fact, do we max out Ditto? I mean, 89 power is pretty insane. For how fast this thing attacks. I mean, yeah. You gotta do it. Level 100 Ditto, okay. So fantastic. Another one that I definitely wanted to work with, because I got a lot of comments on it, is we got Trapinch here. So I want to get Trapinch. Let's get him evolved up to Flygon. I just want to get a load of Flygon, man. I want to see what Flygon's all about. So plus 130 power for Vibrava. And of course, up to 45 for Flygon. So another 10 spot. And of course, double range if in mountains, right? 140. Okay, wow. Yeah, you guys were right about Flygon too. 180 range and then double that in the mountain, right? Absolutely insane, especially for maps that have more mountainous terrain. This one, of course, just has the 1 spot. But if we think about it, we're also getting a really fast attack speed. Good power. Yeah, okay, Flygon is super impressive, man. All right, level 65 Flygon. I think certainly part of the solution. Let's see what it looks like. I mean, this isn't the ideal map for Flygon, but I mean, still a really, really strong one to use. Absolutely. Now, another one that I was looking at. I think we want to add some stun. I heard stun is good. We have Whiscash for slow, but how about stun? So let's get rid of Honchkrow. I mean, Lapras does stun. We also have Mareep. So I heard Ampharos is very, very good. We also have Ralts, which is interesting with the buffs. Right, projectiles explode in an area, dealing half damage to nearby enemies and spreading the main target status effects. That's burn, poison, stun, and slow. Okay? So I think it'll be cheap to get Gardevoir. It will be. So let's go ahead and let's grab Ralts. And let's just see what Gardevoir looks like. I'm hoping that we can get some range increase, right? I mean, this is like dirt cheap when you have millions of dollars. All right, we've got Kirlia. So the range does go up a little bit. Okay, cool. And the range goes up even again. Okay, nice. I mean, that's not bad at all. A sizable power increase at plus 201. Absolutely insane. Got Gardevoir now. Okay, cool. So 120. So I'm thinking like Gardevoir can only go in the field, but you throw her like on the helm almost. And then, you know, the long range of a Whiscash can help apply that burn. Maybe if we add like a Lapras or something, we can get a nice water team that stuns them. I mean, AoE stun is pretty darn compelling to me. It really is. And we have a couple of users that will do it. I did mention Lapras already, right? 30% chance in an area. And we've also got Mareep. Okay? Mareep is 3.94 all the way up to Ampharos, right? Lapras, of course, doesn't have an evolved form, but does appear to get really, really powerful at plus 66 power. I mean, that's pretty crazy. I think maybe we go in the direction of Mareep. Of course, you guys will have to let me know if you think Mareep or Lapras long-term is better. I am compelled, of course, by ones that have 3 evolution forms because you seem to get a pretty sizable increase when that evolved Pokemon, well, when the Pokemon evolves, essentially, is what I'm trying to say. So let's go ahead and let's add Mareep in. And let's go all the way up to Ampharos. All right, so plus 8. I do like that the recharge speed is coming down quite a bit. Range is increasing. This is good. We got Flaffy. And Ampharos, plus 66. Again, the attack speed comes down. Okay, 30% chance. I mean, this is an option for a field, right? If we want multiple stunners, we can do this. I mean, I see like a future stun build with Ampharos and maybe Lapras too. Right? I mean, we might as well evolve these guys and power them up while they're still cheap. So, let's show some love to Lapras as well. Always did like Lapras. I mean, plus 66 at 10 level ups. It is getting slightly faster. But I guess to offset the super, super slow attack, right? I guess the range does leave a lot to be desired, doesn't it? Level 71 Lapras. I think for our boy Spinda, I mean, let's get these guys some levels. I think Sceptile is pretty safe on the team. Huge fan of Machamp. I also heard Gyarados as well. But Machamp at level 82, right? I mean, these are the ones that have gotten us here so far. Whiscash, what does it look like if we give you a 10 spot? Plus 50. So another thing, I do mention that, well, maybe I didn't mention it, but there was a new update as well. So we are running version 1.3.6. And what this does is it actually shows you the increases to your units. So for instance, if we look at Whiscash, right, his item, well, something's giving him plus 71 power. Ah, it must be, yeah, of course, it's Sunflora. So that's pretty cool, right? You can see the true impact. So plus 30 with the protein and Sunflora. Ditto's getting plus 20, which at a super high attack rate is really, really good. 400 range as well, man. Absolutely crazy. They're going to be able to range the front row now. Okay, that's quite good. I do want to check out Gyarados. And I think the fun part about this game is if you're a little bit, I don't want to say reckless, but open with your spending, you can always just idle it overnight and get some more cash and level up some more mons. Absolutely. But let's go ahead and get this. Let's see what happens. Wow, plus 457 power. So this is another armor breaker that can go in water. I mean, that's just brilliant. Gyarados, man. Whoever said Gyarados. Obviously, Gyarados, always good. Especially in the Pokemon games, right? My goodness, man. This guy is getting insanely strong. 1358 from the water. Decent range, too. Like, way better range than Machamp. Right? How does that compare to Machamp? Yeah, it's like double Machamp's range. I mean, that's pretty crazy for an armor breaker, right? In fact, you'd probably switch him with Whiscash, I would guess. So I'm going to have to figure out like my team formation, who I'm starting with, who I'm going with, and what I want to do with the ones that we have leveled up. Not sure if Gyarados is going to make the team, but obviously with the new complexion, right? We're going to have to sort of retool, reformulate. Again, the goal is going to be to defeat the boss. And we're on wave 92, so we're almost there. Another one that I was told to kind of consider is Gengar. I think you need a special item and then another allied Pokemon to really make him effective. But let's take a look at Gengar. Why not? So let's go ahead and bench you for now, Flygon. Whiscash, get benched. And let's see. Gengar. Let's get him. Alright, 35-45. So plus 250. His attack speed comes down quite a bit, which is good. Range leaves a lot to be desired with Gengar. But 1.8, right? An attack supply 1 nightmare stack. Each stack deals damage equal to 20% of this Pokemon's power per second. So you want him to have super high power, which he's kind of getting there. I'm compelled by Gengar. Again, it's another Pokemon that I've always kind of been infatuated with. I do enjoy it. And then another one that I wanted to try is one of my favorites of all time is actually Starmie, believe it or not. I don't know why, I just like it. I just like Starmie. I like that it's super fast in the game. So let's go ahead and get ourselves a Starmie. Right, so plus 109. But look at that attack speed. And then halves recharge time when in water. And let's see what an X shape looks like as well. Okay, just as the name would imply. It's got some interesting coverage. We can probably lock down. I actually don't dislike Starmie right there, if I'm being honest. Let's get it a few more levels while it's still kind of cheap. I mean, it's going to have really, really insane attack speed, actually. So it's going to almost attack as fast as Spinda, but hit way faster and way harder. Not way faster, but way harder. Can also go in a field, but you want it in the water. Can give him the item that that mocks water placement, though, right? Forget what that item's called, but I like Starmie, man. I think Starmie's got a lot of potential. Huge fan of Starmie. Then let's see. What were some other ones that you guys were saying? Torkoal. Torkoal got some love in the comments section. Apparently, a pretty darn good solution for burn. The attack speed does come down quite a bit. Interesting. Let's see. What else do we have? We got Sandshrew. We got Ekans. Somebody was mentioning that they had a really successful fossil deck. Fantastic. I think maybe we can. Let's go shopping a little bit. Let's get a few more Pokemon to kind of mess around with. See if we can get some real key ones. And then obviously we have these items too. Like this is going to increase the range of Gyarados. Probably purchase that because we do have the Gyarados. This item allows strictly field Pokemon to be placed on grass. I mean, that's a lot of flexibility. It is 50 grand. Deals double damage to armor. Can only be held by Clauncher or Clawitzer. Increase recharge time by 2 seconds. So it makes you a lot slower. Let's get a random Pokemon. Alright, we've got Honedge. Okay. Yamask. Hey, Pikachu. Alright, so fantastic. I was told Raichu's very, very, very good at stuns. Attacks ricochet between enemies with reduced damage and have 5% chance to stun the target for 1.5 seconds. Ricochets 3 times. Attacks very, very fast. I think maybe this is our stunning solution or one of our stunners. Maybe. Let's go ahead and grab a Raichu. You bet. Alright, so the attack speed is starting to get nice. 3 ricochets. So it's a lower chance, but it does ricochet, right? It's probably still an overall lower chance, but that's alright. Let's give him some love. I mean, 229.91, so attacks a lot. Good crit rate as well. Pretty small range, but I guess it stuns. Okay, interesting. But do I want to do anything with my existing ones? I mean, I think we should probably focus on... Should probably focus this last $2 million on the Pokemon that I know I'm going to use because we want to be successful taking out the boss. So here's what I'm going to do, my friends. We have sort of reformulated. We have effectively spent $20 million. We got some new Pokemon. We got some good ones. I mean, I guess this is a Torkoal one. We do have Torkoal. Once per round, restores 1 heart after dealing 50,000 damage. I mean, do I want any more of these items? Another random Pokemon. Granados. I believe that's a fossil, right? But regardless, I think I should allocate the rest of the $1.8 million to the Pokemon we're going to be using to get them as high as level as possible. And then we'll come back and we'll try to take on the boss. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get all of that set up. I'm going to get my preset sets. And then I'm going to quickly review what I did, the team I'm going with. And then we're going to give it a shot, all right? So I'll be right back. All right, my friends, I am back, and here's what I came up with. In fact, this was a pretty fun experiment because, I mean, we have a whole lot more options now, right? Like just a ton of options, a ton of different builds to put together, and I really do like the functionality of these 5 different team sets. You don't have to use the same team over here for each one as well, so it creates a lot of flexibility. So first and foremost, I have what I would call my DPS team, right? Very heavy on the DPS. We got a little bit of stun action with Lapras, but just super high DPS all around. And if things do go poorly, which, you know, they certainly just might, we can always go to slot number 3 here and just pull it all back. Lots of DPS on the back row. I think it'll be successful, hopefully. And then secondly, been messing around with stuns in this. So I did create a stun build. I think this one maybe needs a little bit more work, probably a couple more $1 million dumped into it, but I mean, this is what I have. So it's stun heavy on the front, right? You got Lapras and Raichu, and then Gardevoir to proliferate the stuns. And then you got Gyarados that's in range, and then this insane Spinda that can range it. You got Flygon on the mountain over here, and then a pretty, I mean, right here is going to be lots of DPS for sure. So I really do want to try out stuns because I have limited experience with the stun. And let's see how this team does. And of course, we can switch as we go. That's the freedom of these preset slots. So let's see if we can take it across the finish line. Of course, Wave 93 has been victorious. You know, as we've been playing this game, Wave 94 has not. So that is going to be our new progress. Let's see if we can get it. Let's see if we can stun our way to victory. Let's go. All right, so bring them on. The 7 Chansey and 9 Rhydon. Shouldn't be a huge problem at all. And we got the Spinda minigun, of course. And here's Flygon, right? Super cool Pokemon there, shooting a little whirlwind. And Gyarados, man. Huge revelation with Gyarados. What a strong Pokemon Gyarados is. My goodness. Not bad having another Armor Buster out there either. I mean, that wave pretty much melted without issue, but this is the one that has been giving me serious trouble. The 54 Dodrio, namely, because they come out quickly, and they just flood the field and seem to get to the end. So I gotta be ready to switch to preset 3 if things get a little sticky here. But let's go. Let's see if the stun team can maybe stun the Dodrio. Because boy, are they annoying, right? Like, here they come. Gardevoir doing great things. We got the Spinda turrets. Flygon just feasting on that mountaintop, man. Yeah, Flygon's doing good, and let's keep going here, boys. This is new progress. Take this seriously. Spinda, no, it's hard to focus, but take it seriously. Come on now. Right, the Solrock's kind of getting home, but they're just too slow. And one thing I do like about Flygon right here is, you know, he can cover this back row as well from his position, which is quite nice. I mean, not a problem. New progress. You can probably attribute that to, you know, $20 million worth of level ups, namely these Spinda. In fact, if we look at damage, I mean, pretty even across the board, actually. Not bad at all. Gardevoir hitting for more than I thought she would at 36,000 damage at just level 61. So does she have an area attack? It's just a circle, no. Oh, explodes in an area. Yeah, so it is area damage. I mean, that's quite good. I actually do like this stun team. Gyarados maybe doing a little bit less than I'm thinking here, but I mean, look at that range. Look at that coverage, right? Really good stuff. Let's go. Next wave. In fact, what do we have? Okay, 54 Dodrio again. All right, so kind of more of the same, just with the Lunatone complexion, I suppose. So coming on in. I think Spinda is just finally to the DPS threshold we needed him, if you saw the last episode. Right, we got a healthy looking Rhyhorn here, boys. What are we gonna do about it? Alright, good job, guys. Way to go. Way to get it. And again, pretty even damage across the board. Gardevoir, man. I'm super impressed by Gardevoir. I mean, obviously, the pole position here is a good spot for her, but maybe it's worth more levels. I mean, she does help proliferate debuffs and also attacks, right? Isn't just strictly a support unit. So that's good. Alright, Soul Rock. We got Lunatone and 16 Rhyhorns. Not really too concerned about this, but I do think maybe we should bring out preset 1 with the 3 armor breakers. Let's go. Yeah, these guys are going to be pummeling these Rhyhorn. And they are, of course. Got Meganium and Sceptile in the grass. Just doing a terrific amount of damage. Yeah, these guys gonna get killed at spawn pretty much. Alright, Flygon getting involved. And to say the word, I'll pull him back. Alright, nice stun there by Lapras. Way to go, Lapras. That's what you're there for. Alright, now we have 70 Golbat, 4 Chansey, 10 Soul Rock, and 10 Lunatone. I mean, very, very beefy options. I think you got to keep the Armor Busters in there. Or maybe you go with Gardevoir in that AoE attack. Let's go with Gardevoir. Let's give him a shake. Alright, let's go. I want to see some stuns. Whoever told me to use Raichu. Super happy with Raichu. Attacks super, super fast. And when that stun hits, man, it is good stuff. And I've got Gardevoir targeting anybody who is stunned to help that stun proliferate, right? Get some locked right there at spawn point. However, we got a lot of HP coming around bend 1. This is kind of scary. Maybe we got to switch to preset. Let's switch to preset 1. And let's bail and go preset 3. The mop-up team. Let's go. Alright, boys. Mop-up team. Come on now. Machamp at the end. Bail me out. Good job, Machamp. Alright, nice punch, Machamp. My man. Alright, so it's definitely getting a little sticky, man. We got 70 Dodrio coming now. My goodness. Let's go with this team. I think obviously it's pretty important to, I don't want to say have 5 completely different presets, you know, using 5 completely different teams, more like is what I'm getting at, but definitely having a lot of variability and variety within your 5 presets. I think that's how you find success moving forward for sure. But Wave 98, the Dodrio used to be a huge problem, are kind of melting. Let's go with preset 3, the armor breakers, bring them out. And Sunflora is having a great time. Check this out. Right, just bouncing along. Right, Machamp. Start beating down that armor, man. Let's go. And Gyarados at level 65, right? Wish I would have dumped a little more cash into him. Alright, very, very good. Wave completed. That brings us to wave 99. 10 Chansey, 4 Soul Rock, 4 Lunatone, and 12 Rhydon. Need the armor busters for sure. Let's go, boys. Come on, make me proud. Right, Rhydons fall without issue. They're a little more juiced up than the Chansey, of course. The spin to turret from the back row. Flygon getting involved. Coming around the second turn. Let's get the mop-up team in there. Alright, good job, boys. Double turrets. Mop-up team. To do just that, mop them up, and that is it. Wave 100, and it's Articuno. Okay, wow, Articuno. 0.8 speed, so not the fastest. It's worth 19 grand. Okay, so this is what people were saying, right? A real way to hack this game's monetary system is to just repeat the boss wave with Persian and Ditto as Persian over and over and over. Every single hit will give you You know what, 10% of 19 grand. Leave it on overnight, you'll come back with a whole lot more than just 20 million, I suppose. But we have Articuno here, my friends. Almost 100,000 total health. If I think about our damage output, right? I think we can do it. I think we can DPS over 100. And this is going to be the first giant test here on the channel. So, what do we like? Do we like armor busting team or do we like the stun? Do we go with stun first? Try to get as many stuns as possible. And then switch to the backline if necessary. I think we start with the stun. We lead with the stun. Articuno is stunnable. So let's go. Bring on the boss. Alright, it's a legendary bird, Articuno. And can we get a stun? Raichu, come on now, man. Alright, nice job. Way to stun him. Lapras on the turn. Good job. Alright, stun him down. He's got about 66% of his HP left. Alright, let's bring out the backline heavy hitters. Get that DPS going, boys. Come on now. Sceptile, get involved. Meganium, get involved. And Machamp, punch him down. That's right. Alright, route completed. Fantastic. You defeated Articuno and showed who's boss. Congratulations. That's right. Alright, very cool. Very, very cool. So one of the legendary birds is the first boss in the first route. Very, very interesting. So now, this obviously is a viable farming zone, right? So if I wanted to do a Persian build here, we could just leave it on overnight and continue to fight Articuno. Maybe I'll do that at the end of this episode here today. We can come back in the next one with a whole bunch of cash. I'll kind of let you know what, a full night's sleep, just grinding Articuno got me. We can do that. Otherwise, if you think that's a bad idea and might, break the game effectively, then do let me know. Certainly don't have to do it, but it's just a strategy that I saw. However, let's move forward. We do have a fresh new route, Route 1-3. Looks like limited water, lots of grass, and field. So let's do it. Let's explore what's on Route 1-3. I think the main benefit here is we just added, we added another, what, $20 million into our team, right? We got Spinda at a respectable level, and, we're just looking overall better. So, the way I see this is we have a little water patch. Where can a Pokemon like Gyarados really excel? Looks like he can get spawn. And then through here with armor breaking technology. So maybe that's like a decent spot for Gyarados. Maybe he's a decent one for this. We got Larvitar up first with armor, right? We got a couple of grass spots on the helm. That's got Sceptile and Meganium all over it, for sure. And then a couple of field tiles behind. We got a nice mountain tile for Flygon. So, if we're going to remove all, I think maybe you double up Flygon here. Maybe. What does it cost to get you a level up there, pal? $1 million, of course. Well, 10 level ups. But do we go Ditto and Flygon? Here's what a level 100 Flygon looks like. 755. It's going to have crazy range, though. Like, this coverage is wild. You almost want to do it. You almost have to do it. Do like a double Flygon right there. I do really like Spinda. I think Spinda's great. Spinda can get a lot of coverage. Can basically cover the entire map from this vantage point. I think the flower's going to have a good spot. Nice. Can get Flygon. Can get this other mountain spot. Can get Spinda. Terrific. Terrific placement there for Sunflora. Welcoming committee. You can do Sceptile, and you should probably do Meganium as well. Sceptile needs to be in the grass. Meganium doesn't necessarily need to be. And then let's see, for another mountain type, Machamp can go on the mountain. Another armor breaking option. Kind of front load it just a little bit. And then I do like the prospect of Gyarados. He can tag the entrance, right? For some armor break. If things are starting with Larvitar, It'd probably be quite the armored route, if you will. And then our final Pokemon. I mean, we do have a bunch of water real estate. I've got more grass spaces back here. We got more field. Another mountain zone as well. Our Gengar we got. I mean, it's hard to go wrong with Charizard. He's not the main focus that he used to be at one point in time. But it is Charizard, of course. You can go in grass. Let's see what adding a Raichu. I was pretty impressed by Raichu. So it can get some stun action around this bend here. So that is an option. Otherwise, we have... It's basically got to be a Pokemon that can go in grass. That's what we need. And it's a powered up zone too. I mean, the flower can get just tremendous value, man. I think you double your power in grass, right? Yeah, that would be a good one. Maractus to work him up. Don't have the cash now, of course, though. Otherwise, we got Gardevoir, who has the boots that can make it grass-able. Do we have any stuns coming through here, though? Not really any stuns. I mean, I don't mind Raichu. I think Raichu's completely fine. Does a good job. He stuns, chaining attacks. Maybe you go Raichu. Yeah, let's do it. And let's make this preset 1 on the zone. And then what I'll do is I'll set my settings to stop before invisible, yes. That way we can be ready for when it comes. Let's throw it on auto and let's see how we do. Let's go, boys. All right, Larvitar is just melting before your eyes. You'd love to see that. Flygon says the flower is helping, smiley face. That's charming. I like that. All right, 30 Larvitar, but not a problem. Maybe we can grind some gold. If I got some more gold, wonder who I would throw it into. Maybe Gyarados or maybe Flygon. Gyarados needs about 1 million. It's gonna be a while before we get there. Right, we got Venomoth, Golbats, Slugma. Yeah, these guys got nothing, man. In fact, I'm really curious as to how much success we can actually have. All right, so now we have a Kecleon here. Okay. So this is where you got to pull... Suppose you got to pull Raichu, and you got to throw in Honchkrow. You don't love doing it, but you got to do it at least for this wave. Oh, wait, no, Honchkrow can't go in grass, can he? Can Grumpig? Grumpig, where you at, man? There you are. Yeah, he can. All right, so Grumpig. Coming out of retirement. Getting in there. So let's get him in there. And you need to make sure you're targeting invisible units only. Invisible. All right, let's go. Save this as preset 2. Alright, there's a Kecleon. The pesky Kecleon just gets one shot. That's right. Right, nice job. Let's go back to preset 1. And throw it on auto. Lots of quality of life features being added, right? Makes a lot of sense. And I'm curious how far we can get on this, man. I feel like we've got a pretty good team. Lots of DPS out there. I mean, Machamp at level 82 is hitting for 1505 plus 301. Just get insane value like this Ditto. Hitting for what, 900? 906. The Flygon Ditto. And the attack super fast, has endless range almost. I mean, it's pretty crazy. It's a crazy combination. Sceptile on the helm, though, just being the anchor, man. We've got more invisible units. We do. We'll bring on the next wave, then. I remember when Grumpig was a staple. My very first episode. Spoink, man. Had a lot of love for the Spoink, for sure. I think it was like the first one that I got. Alright, Grumpig. Don't make me micromanage that much, man. Let's go. Alright, Pupitar, Larvitar, and Chansey. Of course, the familiar Chansey at just wave 11. And the familiar Dodrio as well. And we got Scraggy. Okay. So far, so good. In fact, so far, not really alarmed at all, other than maybe a few more invisible units than I'm used to showing up earlier than I'm used to. I suppose the game assumes by now you probably have a Frisker. So here's more Kecleon. Grumpig, we'll get you just a little bit of love. Because I don't want to micromanage. Let's go. Grumpig, this is all you, man. Let's go. Alright, good job, Grumpig. More Kecleon. I don't think that was 12. That seemed like 6. Ah, that was. Okay, cool. We'll take it. Let's go. I mean, this is a good sign when they can't even get around the first turn. That's a good sign. Suppose it is early, but still a good sign. Alright, so that one wraps up. We got Delibird coming. Alright. I see dollar signs when I see Delibird. And Chansey just getting melted. In fact, send me a full wave of Delibirds, please, if you would, game. We're 788. It's like, what, 6-7 Chansey. It's crazy. Alright, some more of the same, just more numerous in number, I suppose. Not a problem at all. And Gyarados, you are targeting high armor. Okay, good. Alright, so a big flurry. We're able to simply just take it out. And Meganium is also doing great stuff, man. Like, look at these adjusted stats. Hitting for 1,000, attacking more than once per second. It's like 1.1 times per second, which is crazy. Looks pretty cool with Spinda. I mean, that coverage of Spinda, though, man. Crazy stuff. And you gotta wonder what boss lurks here on Route 1-3. You really do. But let's not look too much ahead. This game has a way of kind of scaling up to the point where if you're not using the right team comp, you get smacked in the face. I'm just glad I got the boss win, man. The Articuno kill. Big time stuff. That's good stuff. Alright, we got Golem coming now. And Dodrio's getting like one shot. But Dodrio, man, they're kind of pesky. They kind of are. Right, more Golem. Got a couple of Delibird coming with their 4 speed. Right, juiced up speed. All right, let's keep going, boys. We got this. Suppose all we needed was just a few mons all maxed out. I love the flexibility that Ditto gives ya. Like, that's just downright impressive. Not a problem. Wave 22, bring it on. Okay, Victory Bell and 40 Scraggy. I'm not alarmed by this in the slightest. And the spin to minigun, man. Just good stuff. Even though the guy can't focus, right? Kind of a liability to the rest of his team, right? Just sprays and prays. Right, now we got the familiar Rhydon. Rhydon and Golem. What was your favorite Gen 1 heavy rock type? Who was better, Golem or Rhydon? What do you think? Let me know your thoughts. I think both very strong options. But a couple of hydro pumps will take him right out. I mean, pretty much mowed through the first quarter of this zone. I haven't really seen anything that alarms me in the slightest yet. But, like I said, you usually have, at least in my experience with this game, you usually have a lot of early success, right? And then it starts scaling up. Start getting like packs of Golem. I mean, we're definitely going to be seeing packs of Golem in this one. Alright, so they're starting to get around like the first couple of turns. Alright, 50 Venomoth. Just 902 HP though. Not really too concerning. Damage champ is Sceptile so far. With the dittoed Flygon right behind him. How's Meganium doing? 25k. Respectable. This Flygon getting no action. The actual Flygon, right? Getting no action at all. Alright, so 21 at Kecleon now. Well, I'm going to have to be ready to kind of manage Grumpig manually. Alright, here they come. Pulse them down, Grumpig. Good job. Seriously, way to go. Alright, so 40 Golem, right? I mentioned the Golem pack. Well, it's here. They're just slow, like... We really are pretty good against lumbering slow units. Machamp and Gyarados. And then a bunch of fast attackers as well. Everybody's all buffed up. By the flower. Right, what do we have here? Furfrou. 17,000 HP, what? Wow. Well, that's what we have to look forward to here, I suppose. 472 gold, though. is what they drop. I mean, yeah, bring them on. Give me more. Wow, let's go, boys. Stay vigilant. Keep that head on a swivel. Not bad at all. All right, nice. We've got more of these guys. Way to go. Then a bunch of golem. And then some scraggy action. Yeah, not a problem at all. Gonna have to do better than that at wave 32. Right, so that wave wraps up. We got Victory Bell. And then this 5 Rhydon, I mean, not a big deal at all, man. Victory Bell that comes in, takes a left turn, and then just evaporates. Right, very good, guys. Let's keep going. Got 40 Golem and 8 Rhydon now. Mixing in the heavy rock types. Not a problem at all. I think maybe what we needed is... I think the addition of Flygon is huge. Do like that we have some stun flexibility with the Raichu. But I think what we needed is... just a little more power, man. Invest a little more cash into the mons that we got. Because we got some good ones. Alright, here we go. We got 7 of these Furfru. Let's make some money. Seeing some flashy numbers, like 1500, 1600 damage. That's gotta be Sceptile. Sure is, man. Alright, 10 Kecleon. And here come more Kecleon. Grumpig. Take him out. Let's go. Alright, way to go. 50 Scraggy. I mean, there's nothing intimidating about this in the slightest. There really isn't. Just getting pulsed down at spawn, getting wrecked. So I've got a feeling we're going to see a pack of those Furfros eventually. With 17,000 HP. That might make me a little bit nervous. Alright, here they come. I mean, they can certainly take a lot of damage. Alright, so 5 more of them. Then your normal collection of rocks and plants, I suppose. Alright, Furfro. When they're mixed in there, right? Definitely a little challenging. That much HP is mixed in there, but let's see how we handle this. Alright, Flygon, come on now, man. Alright, nice job. Spin to Flygon connection. Gets it done. And we got Scrafty with 4,000 HP, but 2 speed. Definitely a little faster. But still not a problem. Let's throw it off auto. So once we complete this, what I do want to do is... Let's just shift things around. To make a third backline team. Something like that. It's suboptimal, but let's make that our third preset. Just in case, right? And let's run it back. Wave 41. We need 540 stars. To get our final slot unlocked. 500 stars for Route 2-3, 400 for Route 3-2. So let's see if we can at least get to 400. Be nice to get another boss win. I don't know if that's possible. I don't know if we're strong enough. I mean, I'm rocking a level 60 Meganium. Of course, I say that and lots of leaking starts happening. So let's get Meganium at 10 level ups. As soon as we can. They're starting to come heavy, man. Need another like 40 grand. The sequence in which the enemies spawn in matters a lot as well. Like if you got a super tanky dude coming in first, soaking up the initial hits, and then fast enemies behind them, things can get out of control pretty quick. Alright, Macargo, or Mag Cargo. Yeah, no big deal. Like really, not a big deal at all. The champ finally getting some action. Though not too much. Likes busting up that armor. Right, Delibirds. You keep bringing those on, man. Need another like 10 Gs. Okay, those guys are kind of a handful. Right, way to go, guys. Meganium. Level 70. Hitting for over 1,000 now. Gyarados. Probably spend my next million on you, man. Right, not bad. 90 Dodrio coming, though. Let's see if we can handle this. They're 2.5 speed. 90 Dodrio's a lot. Not to mention 60 Venomoth, and here they come. Alright, nice job. Great job. Not bad at all, man. It's fun to watch him melt. It really is. Definitely part of the appeal of this game. Alright, good job, Flygon. I saw that, man. Flygon. Alright, way to go. I'm finding it's these guys, these Scrafties, that are giving me trouble. Right, got lots of HP coming this time. And 8 Scrafty. Here come the Scrafty. Always coming in a pack, man. Always. Alright, boys, get ready to shift. Oh boy, even more Scrafty. Man, there had to have been more than 8 Scrafty there. Okay, we did leak 1. But it looks like should be able to handle this. Yeah, so we need kind of like both lanes. Like, we need this team, as they're currently arranged, to soften up the targets enough. And then, of course, jump back into the formation to finish the job. So we literally need the full extent of our team. We got Porygon. Alright, decent speed on this guy, and it's a wave 51 incoming. Alright, absolutely fantastic. I'm gonna go fill my water quick. I'll be right back. So you'll just see a cut in the video. Be right back. Alright, I'm back with B, friends. Back with B. Thanks so much. Gotta stay hydrated when you are grinding PokéPath TD, for sure. Let's keep going. Let's see if we can bring this all the way up to... let's see how far we can take it. Let's see how far this current iteration of the team can go. I'm pretty optimistic. Feeling pretty good. Porygon, alright, a little faster. Might be a problem later on, but... as far as what I've seen, I'm not really too alarmed. In fact, we have invisible units. Okay. So it's funny I say this. We might be looking at an epic meltdown here, friends. Yeah, epic meltdown. I did not see the Kecleon, so that is my bad. That is my absolute bad. Alright, Kecleon. Let's help him out here, boys. Alright, gotta make sure I'm checking the waves. Always check for invisibles if you're running auto. Alright, Flygon, get him. Nice job, Flygon. I saw that, man. I saw that. Alright, way to go. Good job. No invisibles here. But this wave appears to be pretty bulky, man. Let's see if we can do it. Test the DPS of the team. Alright, it's gonna get real intense here. Okay, let's shift them. Alright, good job, boys. We have no lives to spare anymore. Let's shift them again. Alright, this might be the end. It is. But we do get it locked in at wave 50. Okay, so that's not bad. That's really not bad at all. In fact, the video is getting a little bit long, so I think that's probably a fitting spot to call this an episode. So what did we learn? Well, one of the main things that we learned is kind of how the boss mechanic works, right? Wave 100, you get to it. We, of course, defeated Articuno, the legendary Ice Bird, on Route 11, and have completed that zone entirely. Another thing that I learned is stuns are pretty fun to play around with. I would like to continue to kind of tool around with them. I think we have a pretty fun stun team assembled for Route 1-1. Now, what I do like about this game, what I find interesting is, each route is just a little bit different. It's got different tiles that you can actually place your Pokemon on. So therefore, you're going to need a pretty diverse team that can do a variety of things, especially given not all Pokemon can go on all field types, right? So that is one thing that I'm really enjoying. Here is the roster of our team, and I think it's pretty valuable getting a pretty, stacked roster of a bunch of Pokemon and then building out 5 presets. I mean, why wouldn't you build out 5 presets? But this is the current team. Take a look and let me know in the comment section below. Recommendations. Which Pokemon do you like? Which Pokemon do you find effective? Which Pokemon pairings do you find effective? Which maybe like trio of Pokemon do you find effective? What are some of your favorite synergies? Do let me know in the comment section below. I really did enjoy reading your comments. And I do think, other people that play this game probably get some value out of it as well. Knowing which Pokemon, when you hatch them from the egg, when you lock in a real good one, that's some pretty exciting stuff. So do continue to let me know which ones you like and let others in the community know as well. So with that said, my friends, I think I'm going to get on out of here. Looking forward, we will try another route. I'll leave it on overnight and we'll grind some gold, of course. We'll do a big bank drop at the beginning of the next episode. So tune in for that. See what we can spend our money on and, see if we can maybe get through another boss in the next episode. We'll certainly have to see. So with all of that said, I want to thank you for spending some time here. Smash like if you enjoyed the PokéPath TD. Would greatly appreciate that. If you happen to be new and you like this game and you want to keep seeing it on the channel, then consider subscribing. And let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Thanks so much. I'll be catching you in the next video. Thanks a lot.